When an Indian marks his face with red or blue signs according to his caste, you do not ask if this is true or false. It would be better to ask in what sense and in what respect this is true. For the false, it is not in the facts, nor in the actions, nor in the thoughts. There is truth in everything. It is only necessary to say that we are far from knowing the truth of everything, but the privation is nothing. Wait for the examples. There is an appearance of the movement of the sky around its axis. This appearance is only appearance. That is to say, it is not true, but I will not say either that it is false, for, placed as we are on this earth that turns, we cannot see it turn. To put it better, I do not see anything as it is. I see at the corner of my ceiling 3 angles joined, of which I know that they are all 3 right angles, but I see them all 3 obtuse, and perspective teaches me that I must see them thus. If I change places, I will see them obtuse differently, but they are always 3 right angles. Those who turn the paradoxes of Einstein over in their heads often believe that they have to choose between several appearances of time and a single time. I invite them to reflect on the unique object, which nevertheless gives countless perspectives. I would willingly say that this Indian who paints his face is based on some perspective of physiological and political existence, and, as much as I know the truth of the thing, I must understand this perspective which is his, and also that perspective of another who becomes a monk, and of myself also who wears a tie. If you propose a religion to me, I examine it, not with the idea that it is false, but on the contrary with the idea that it is true. Why then shall I be considered irreligious? It is because I think the same thing of all religions. Each of them is only a more or less distorted perspective in which I must find the unique object. Copernican work. Certainly difficult, but consider what happens when I am shown magic tricks or mirror games. They are then strange appearances, but I know without the slightest doubt that if I knew the objects of which these appearances are the appearances, I would no longer see anything strange in this spectacle. When Galileo said that the earth turns, it was because he had guessed the secret of an appearance, and seen, in a way, the double bottom of the box. Thus, far from thinking that the others were mistaken, on the contrary, he understood their error itself as truth, and thus found himself more certain of what they were saying than they themselves. But they wanted to bring him back to appearances, and make him swear that he saw the appearances. So he, who saw the sun turn, as any astronomer sees, no doubt found it no more difficult than one would believe to say as they said, and perhaps he also understood the truth of their anger, and the eternal political object under these threatening appearances. Marcus Aurelius perhaps said the last word on this. Instruct them, if you can. If you cannot instruct them, support them. When King David sings, "The Eternal is my rock," I agree with him, but not as he would like. One can bet that before the end of my speech he would have hanged me. One must be very intolerant to let oneself be hanged.